So today is going to be a very special day. I am at a very, very special place. If you guys have been watching the channel for a while, you know I've shot a lot of content on this inTech product. But you know, I actually happen to be in Indiana and happen to be around the area, so I figured I would actually schedule a plant tour. So today I'm going to be spending time in the inTech manufacturing plant to see how their product's actually built, what they do, and what's so different about it. So hopefully you enjoy this video. Hang tight, I'll be right back. Okay, so we are inside the inTech manufacturing facility, and in front of you is an example of what they build here. And this is actually pretty profound because what you're looking at is entirely different than how most of the RV industry manufactures their RV. But next to me, I have a special guest, Adam. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing very, very well. Thank you guys for making the time to allow me to come in here and tour your facility. But real quickly, do you want to talk a little bit about the inTech product, what it's all about, and I guess kind of what we're going to be doing this morning?
Yep, so we're going to take a tour of the facility. So this is our RV building. We're here in particular. Talk about the all aluminum frame chassis of the inTech trailers and how those vary and differentiate us from other manufacturers out there. That's one big thing I point out is that we are a true manufacturer versus an assembly plant. You know, we're building these trailers from the ground up, and we're going to see that process here today.
Great. So I am at your behest, so you kind of lead the way and show me what we're going to look at today.
All right. We've got the Aucta line we just went past. These are fiber splicing trailers. These are first trailers inTech started building 15 years ago for fiber optic splicing. This next line here is our Luna and Soul product. They run together on the same line. This is a front cap prep over here. So that's where fiberglass front caps are coming in line with our windshields. And we got our OVR and Flyer line here. So these are put together because they are aluminum sided versus fiberglass sided. All right, we're back here in the weld shop. We're doing all of our sidewalls and upper frames. So they're doing all those on jigs here on weld tables as well. We'll do it in batches of 4. So they'll actually stack those walls on top of each other over there. This is one huge difference for inTech compared to a lot of other manufacturers. We've got a raw aluminum tube, starts in the back right there, goes through a cut line. Back here on the right side, it's a little noisier too. We've got our base frame tables. So these are where they're building the base frames, are getting all welded up on a nice square flat table. Once those are done, they'll move to one of these carts over here, where the carts we're gonna do some final welding. We'll add our axles, tanks, stabilizer jacks, items like that are gonna get added to the trailer.
Well, that is really cool because a lot of people probably can suspect the upper portions are all aluminum, but the entire frame itself is also aluminum,
yeah.
Right?
Yes, base frame all the way up to the top of the trailer, all one welded piece.
Very good.
All right, so we're down here on the Aucta line. So this is our willow, magnolia, and sycamore all come down this line. Frame will head here from the weld shop. If you can see wiring's happening here. We've done some work in the base frame on the underbelly, getting a little bit of our plumbing and wiring done in that section before we put our flooring on.
That is some thick flooring.
What
is that?
So we do a 3/4 inch Drymax OSB. So 3/4 inch is very thick for the industry.
Yeah, that is.
And then we do a corrugated plastic underlayment underneath just as a protective barrier. This is basically water resistant.
So what you're doing is kind of interesting here because of course we know that aluminum gives you a tremendous amount of weight savings.
Yes.
But then you invest some of that back in terms of heavier materials like the flooring, because that flooring is not going to be a lightweight flooring compared to what a lot of companies are doing.
I'd say foot for foot. Our trailers are pound per foot. We're pretty median weight, but we're not going for lightweight trailers. We're going for strong, stiff, very rugged trailers that are going to last a long time. So just even the amount of aluminum we've got in this trailer compared to just an aluminum base frame is substantial. So
what I also like too is when I look at your roof line, I see that you have grommeted and passed wires through individually. So traditionally, and you know this in the RV industry, it's kind of like just throw a bunch of wires up. And there are a few manufacturers that have switched completely to wiring harnesses. But the way you're running your wires, you don't need to do that because everything has its own little isolator and grommet to prevent chafing. And all the wires are ran in a very wiring harness type way. It's
hard to do a harness through framing like this. But yeah, this is about as close as you can get to that.
Yep, and what I like about it though is that it is a really clean process, yet all your wires are still color coded. And it seems as if everything would be really easy to trace back, especially once you know where the runs are, because you've pretty much created 2 straight runs. There aren't wires that are just spread across a large area.
Each trailer is going to be exactly the same. All these holes are going to be in the exact same place. The colors are going to be the same in every trailer. So there's consistency across.
No, that is very cool. I'm a really big fan of this frame. This is awesome, and I knew that you guys ran aluminum frames, but actually being able to see the frame, aside from anything being built on it, that's pretty phenomenal because you guys have a tremendous amount of aluminum.
Yeah, so you got a full double hollow tubes on all the tongue framing. That's going back all the way under the underbelly, into the underbelly section. All of your windows and doors are all fully framed in. We've even got corner brackets, gussets in all the corners for all the windows and baggage doors. Everything's got a place and a purpose on this frame, whether that be a bracket for a cabinet that's going to be installed here, a TV bracket there. Outlets have their own little brackets so everything's got a place and a purpose where it's going. Being that we're engineering and building that here in house,
and you're running torsion suspension, correct?
Yep, Dexter torsion axles on all trailers. With electric brakes, easy lube.
What's your experience been with these tires?
We're using Lion's Head as our distributor right now on those. They're great. We're having really good success with them.
I've seen a lot of people that previously had ran like a Goodyear Wrangler tire switch to the Westlake, and I've heard really good things about this specific Westlake tire recently. I haven't heard of any major issues with people having blowouts.
We've been having really good success with it. Some people would prefer a Goodyear or something like that, but these are doing a really good job for us.
Very good. Let's move on. Okay, so we're at this next station here. I can see that they're starting to assemble everything, get the walls all put together, and you're running Azdel on your walls, correct?
So we've recently Azdel backer on all of the exterior fiberglass walls, and then so these interior walls are now more of a poly wall with the bubble foil backer on the backside of all walls and ceiling panels.
That is really cool. Sorry if it's noisy, guys. This is a
in process. Everything's in process. Yep.
And then I also noticed that, again, we talked about the flooring being the 3/4 inch flooring, but I know that you have a model that has all aluminum for the flooring, right?
So our new Blackwing that just came out last year has extruded aluminum flooring in it. Also has aluminum cabinets, aluminum. Everything's aluminum, or there's no wood product in it. It's all
And I'm assuming some of that would be for extra weight reduction because it is a toy hauler and you want to be able to reinvest back in cargo carrying capacity?
A little bit, and we also build motorsport trailers. So those motorsport trailers all have aluminum flooring. So we're kind of taking some of that technology out of those and making them, you guys full wash down in the inside of a Blackwing product.
Very cool. So all aluminum, no wood at all.
Yes, correct. All right, so here, this next station here, we're installing the interior wall panels for our split bathroom and drop ceiling. So these are also aluminum framed. They're getting bolted into the frame. Again, adding a lot of structure to the trailer. Being that it's already got an aluminum structure already, it's very rigid, but adding these in adds a lot of torsional rigidity to the trailer itself, making this thing really, really strong as you're traveling.
For sure. I love how you guys do your ducting up there as well.
Yep. So the Aucta line all has a ducted AC unit. Aucta and OVR both, and Blackwings all have a ducted AC in the ceiling.
So from an insulation perspective, Is it this bubble wrap material, or is it also a foam layer, or is it?
Yeah, so this is your bubble foil on the, again, laminated on the back side of the interior panels. These are being glued in, and then we're gluing our exterior panel in. So we're also trapping air in between these panels. 3 seasoned campers, we're giving them a single-digit R value, R7. So yeah, that is our insulation factor.
So with RVs, though, we all know that the R value of the wall does matter, but your ability to have an efficient HVAC system matters really more than that.
Yeah, yep.
Okay, very good.
All right, this next station here, we're gonna start working on the exterior. You can see the interior has made a lot of progress forward in the trailer. So we're gonna start getting ready for exterior fiberglass on this trailer. We're gonna go ahead and, again, we'll be putting an epoxy on each piece of aluminum on the sidewall. We're gonna take our rectangular fiberglass sheet and put that up against this sidewall once all the wiring's kind of up out of the way. And then we actually use just a hand router to route the shape of the trailer out itself. You can see they're prepping doors and windows and stuff, getting ready to install those once that sidewall is installed here. So we use those windows and doors as clamps to hold the fiberglass onto the trailer cool. while that cures.
Put an outside kitchen on it. And this right here is an interesting material because I know it's relatively new to the market, but you want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so 2026, we're switching over to solid surface countertops. We had used like a vacuum formed MDF previously on our countertops.
Thermofoil.
Yep, and so now we are going to a full solid surface countertops. All right, so these guys are about ready to set up an Aucta sidewall. So this is our fiberglass sidewall. So they got a couple tabs on the bottom there. They put an epoxy on each piece of aluminum all the way through. So get a good nice set on with the epoxy on all sides. We're gonna put some strategic screws in place to help hold everything in place. We got about 30 to 45 minutes to get all this completed before things really start setting up. So there's a lot of work gonna be done here. So we're gonna set it on the side. We'll go from the inside, install windows and doors. Those are gonna help clamp everything in place. And then we're gonna do some bracing on the sidewall to make sure everything stays where it needs to while it sets. Got the 1-inch air gap gonna be in the middle. All right, this is a really cool piece of equipment here. So this whole orange contraption all lifts up out of the way. The trailer will slide underneath once the sidewalls are in place. And then guys will be able to work at level on here. So they've got more sheets of fiberglass up there. They're gonna do the single sheet roof fiberglass. It goes from this front cap all the way to the rear bumper. So we're talking about 4 total pieces of fiberglass for the exterior that make up the exterior of this. That really limits your number of transition points in the fiberglass. So they're also gonna seal the corners of this up, install AC, roof vent fans, antennas, solar.
Okay, Adam, so we are in front of some units that look like they're pretty far along from a completion perspective. And one thing I think is a huge standout feature of inTech when it comes to the Aucta line and a few others is this absolutely enormous front windshield. I mean, this thing is pretty much the entire width, and it makes all the difference in the world from a front visibility and just giving you a very unique overall RV view and perspective. So the question I have is, do you get complaints a lot of these windshields getting cracked while they're being towed down the road?
So we have a cover that goes over this. You can see the top rail up there. That's one of the next stages. Actually, that next unit's already got it installed. Is one of those, so it's a foam cover, canvas cover with foam inside of it that gets installed. We ask that you use that while you are traveling, being you're like 8 feet away from your rear tire here. Thing about that glass is it is a 3-ply tempered glass, so same as your automotive windshield. So you will just get a little star point before we get into like a full shatter of the windshield. Things do happen; they will crack. Things happen, like stuff happens. So
when that does happen, what's the process typically that a consumer would go through to get it fixed or replaced?
So you can go to your selling dealership or other RV service center. They can order another windshield to get that shipped to them. and then replace it. Kind of be the same as replacing a windshield in a vehicle.
Okay, thank you. That's the question probably the most people had when it comes to this, is what ends up happening. Let's take a look at this foam cover real quick, because that's really the magic behind making sure your windshield's not gonna
so it's like I said, it's in a groove there, and then it's just snapped on the front.
Oh, that's a good thick material too.
Yeah, and it's a heavy duty canvas.
Yeah, no, that's a nice thick material. That's really cool. But okay, so we have 2 units here. This one obviously is earlier in the stage of development than this one. So what's going on at this phase though?
So as we've moved down, each one of these steps on the Aucta line is about a day in each one of these stations. So you're looking at about a 3-week total build. So from this stage, it looks really complete, but we've got about a week of work left to do in it. Like I said, it looks complete, but there's things we still need to do. We need to finish up, finalize our tank, LP tank locations, test that system, do a full leak down test. We got to do a water test. We'll backfill the whole system with water and make sure there's no leaks, do electrical high pot, a lot of cleaning, a lot of final caulking, lots of sealing, finalizing, and that stuff. It's the fit and finish that really sets inTech apart too, from compared to other trailers. We're going to spend a lot of time making sure that fit and finish, the cabinet doors are opening, closing properly, nice and clean finish work. So.
Well, what I like about this is I don't see anybody running around. Like it has to only be here for a few hours, and it's got to move on. You really have a much slower process here.
And that's a distinct difference of inTech too. Within the industry, the large majority of the industry is going to pay piece rate. At inTech, that's a very different thing here. Everybody here is paid hourly, so there's no incentive on getting numbers out the door at the end of the day or end of the week. And incentive is based on that, bonus structure is based on that. Everybody's paid hourly, so the incentive is consistent quality. No, that's awesome.
And that's a big differentiator in this industry. And I think anybody who's an insider or anybody who has researched and understood the process of building RVs understands what you just said, hourly versus piece. Because, go ahead.
And that gets us also a better employee. There's a lot of these places where, again, it's a rat race. It's, you're just people running around, and some senior employees might get sick of that rat race and want to go somewhere and just do their work and do it well, and be happy about the product they're putting out. And that's what we deliver. We've got a really good retention compared to the industry, and which is something we're really proud of.
Well, and the fact that you say each unit stays in its station for an entire day, it means that people can take their time. They can make sure they're doing it right. If they see a problem, they're not going to brush over the problem. They're going to fix the problem, or they're going to address it, or even make sure that it doesn't become a recurring problem. And you have time to actually execute on that.
And again, us being a manufacturer, we're building our cabinets. They're getting built right there on that other side of the aisleway. Our frames are being built on the other side of the building. We're building all those items in-house. So if we do have a cabinet issue, we're going to the cabinet shop and saying, hey, what's going on? 1 or 2, if we're having an issue with the CNC, it might be 1 or 2 sets of cabinets that are wrong, versus going to a vendor, and that vendor has an order of 50 that are already built incorrectly because there's an issue. And then, so that all compiles and compiles. So it's being able to do it all in-house. We control quality, we control lead times, and just make, again, more an efficient workspace.
So aside from appliances, maybe your glass vendor, maybe your axle manufacturer, your front tongue jack, besides, let's say, electrical and gas appliances or your running gear, you guys manufacture pretty much everything in-house.
Yeah, we're manufacturing, so all cabinets, anything metal, we're pretty much touching. Our new step, drop-down step that we released last year, that is an inTech product. We could have gone with another brand, but our engineering team decided to take that upon themselves to make that an in-house product. We've got, our pull-out kitchens, we're building those all here in-house. We're building, pretty much, again, everything metal that's, not an electronic item.
Well, we're going to wrap up this section because I think we're pretty much at the end of the Aucta tour line. But what I want to do in the next video real quick is actually tour a finished product and kind of see what it's all about. So,
we can do
guys, if you haven't had a chance, take a moment, subscribe to the channel so you can see what this is all about once it makes it to the very end. Talk to you again real soon.